Hey everyone, it's Carissa Wiley at sprinkledwithglitter.com. Thanks for joining me today. Today I am sharing a very simple birthday card that I think you'll find yourself making over and over again. In fact, this card is a great candidate for mass producing or producing multiples. I'm going to be using the new Petal Portraits product suite from Concord 9th today, and I'm starting out with one of the stencils that creates the background. I'm going to be blending this background with Almond pigment ink from Concord 9th, and I do have a dedicated brush for this Almond pigment ink. Now there are some delicate portions on this background stencil, so you'll notice me just take my finger and kind of steady those as I go over them with my blending brush. Also, as I go over those areas, I try to kind of move in the direction that the piece is moving. So rather than kind of create more friction, I kind of move towards the center because these are connected to the outside, and that helps stabilize them just a bit. So for this stencil set, you're going to have 3 options of backgrounds along with 3 6x9 stencils that coordinate with each background. The 6x9 stencils are meant to line up after the background is ink blended, and then you can add your leaves and your florals to the blended background. Now, each of these is marked so that it's easy to figure out which stencil goes with which. It's like XYZ, ABC, so you know which order they go in. And once I've blended this leaf layer with the avocado ink, I'm going to shift it over and blend all of these little daisies. Now, I didn't know that I love powder ink until I started creating with it for this release. It is absolutely beautiful, and I'm sad that I haven't been using it more before this time. But I have a new discovery, and I think you'll be seeing powder ink in the rotation a little bit more now that I have figured out how beautiful it really is. So I'm using a blending brush that I have dedicated to this powder ink. I'm going to be honest, it's not my favorite blending brush, but it's doing the job. And because most of my other blending brushes have darker blue inks on them, I really wanted this color to stay true, so I used a dedicated blending brush. Now, once I have that blended, I'm going to remove the stencil and I'm going to grab the Petal Portraits stamp set. This stamp set has some detail layers that you can stamp on some of the florals that you create with the stencil set. And this is the detail layer for these daisies. I think it's absolutely adorable, and I'm just inking it up with that same powder ink and rotating it until I get it into place on top of my stenciled daisies and stamping this down. Now there is one for the larger daisies, which I'm using here, and there's also another one for the smaller daisies. This small little stamp set also has some floral centers that you can use with some of the other floral patterns created by the stencil set, as well as some fabulous sentiments that I'll be using here today. Now in the stencil set, there's also a stencil that has all of these standalone florals. And I'm going to be using this today to create a couple of additional blue daisies that I can then die cut out and pop up on the card front. Now, if you want to skip this step because you want a 1-layer card, you can absolutely do that at this point. In fact, I think it would be a perfect mass-producing card if you skipped this kind of pop-up layer, but you know me, I can't resist adding a little bit of dimension. And honestly, overall, this card is pretty flat, and I think it's super mailing friendly. In addition, I really feel like this card can be used for a variety of occasions. And you could just easily switch out the color combination as well as the sentiment and create this over and over again. In fact, I'm using very little colored cardstock on this card project. I'm using mostly white cardstock, and that makes it another perfect candidate for producing over and over again. So I wanted 2 of these larger blue daisies, so I've just shifted my stencil over and I'm blending a second blue daisy here. Then I'll use the detail layer from the stamp set again to stamp in the center of these ink blended daisies. Once those are blended and stamped, then I can grab the coordinating die set and die cut these elements out. I'll line up the coordinating die and run that through my die cut machine. I'm using an Griffin Empress to do all of my die cutting today, and you can see I have just a couple of these large blue daisies. I'm also going to use the flower center die from the die set and die cut floral centers for all of these daisies from some Honeycomb cardstock, and I'm going to attach them to the card using a little bit of liquid glue and a dual-tipped embellishment tool to help me place those. Now at this point, I thought I might only use one of the die cut daisies and just have one of those elements popped up. But I decided to use two of them. So I'm actually adhering this floral center onto the die cut piece, but the first one I adhered onto the card base. I'm just going to cover that up with the die cut element over the top. I'm stamping the happy birthday sentiment from this Petal Portraits stamp set in powder ink onto white cardstock, and then I'm using the little rounded sentiment banner shape here to die cut that out. I'm just going to position that right over the pattern, kind of coming off the side of my card front. Now at this point, I thought it would be really cool to have some splatter on the background, and it's really hard to see in the pictures, but in real life you can pick up some of that texture that I've added here. I'm repositioning stencil number 1 of this 3-part set, or the background stencil, the one that's open in the background. And I'm using a little bit of white gouache and some water on my work surface to create kind of a mixture that I can then splatter onto my card front. Going low and slow with the water, I don't want to add too much, and by repositioning the stencil, I will make sure that none of the splatter goes on any of the daisies that I've created, and it will stay only in that organic background shape that I have created with this first stencil of this 3-part stencil set. You could do this in a darker color, and I think it would look beautiful as well, but I didn't want it to be overwhelming. I'm adding my die cut and blended daisy pieces using some foam adhesive, just positioning them right over the top of the stenciled pattern. And then I added my sentiment with a little bit of foam adhesive as well, and I'll trim off the excess that's hanging over the edge. Now I wanted to add a little something shiny, but it didn't feel right to add sequins onto this card. I know it's a shocker. But sometimes I do some surprising things. So I'm adding some clear drops instead. These are from Concord 9th, and I'm just using a little bit of liquid glue and a dual tip embellishment tool to sprinkle those onto the background. This glue will dry clear, so it won't be a problem. And that finishes off this really beautiful and simple card. As I mentioned before, this could easily be a 1-layer card or a single layer card. You could create this without dimension, but this is a card that's easy to create over and over again. You could simply change up the color combination, change up the sentiment on that strip, and you can make multiples of this no problem. I absolutely love the way that this turned out, and I surprised myself with that powder ink. I think it's a new favorite, and maybe I'm in my blue era, but you can let me know if you think that's true in the comments below. Now, as always, I will have links to the featured products used in this project in the YouTube description, so if you're looking for something in particular, be sure you check there, or you can head on over to my blog at sprinkledwithglitter.com. I'll have that linked below as well. Over there, you'll find more still shots, more information, and a complete list of supplies. Thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this project, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications here so you don't miss any of the videos I post here on my YouTube channel. I hope you found a little joy, a little light, and a little inspiration while you were here, and if you did any of those things, then I've done my job. Thanks again for joining me. I'm so glad you're here, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.